Tech Nerds, Lottie here again. This is a very spontaneous video, and I'm gonna see how much rambling I can do in this one. So, as it is no one's surprise, it's a lot of banging going on in the background. It's not a surprise that I take issue with a lot of the engineering that happens inside British vehicles. This is a prime example of the really simple, easy to grasp ideas that the British just didn't seem to implement. Let me explain. Okay, it might seem like we're going backwards, and that's kind of because we are kind of, not really. Basically what we are doing, we've just done the first two hubs. I'm sitting inside the Ferret, by the way. So, first two handbrake cables, which are these ones here, which I've now got to fix again. They go to this rod here. So this is your handbrake. You pull it on and off, and it turns this. Let's turn the light on real quick. Turns this up and down. Pretty straightforward. Now, the front one's pretty easy. Here's your sheath. There's a cable on the inside of it. It ends in this thread here. It goes to this one. So as you pull this back this way, this goes down. Pulling that, engaging the handbrake on that wheel. Same on this side, and it does it on the rears as well. So we finished all the fronts, which were annoying, and then we have to do the backs, which are mind-numbingly painful to deal with. So what I've been up to is in here, our second linkage, which I've just got one of the pins right where my finger is, that's holding that on there. And it's been really annoying, so I've actually ended up having to scrape off a bunch of paint, which is really annoying. I didn't want to do that, so I'm gonna have to repaint some more stuff. Anyway, why am I doing it that way, you know? Why take the pin out? You know, I should be able to just simply remove the turnbuckle to disconnect the linkage down here. But instead, as you can see, I've had to disconnect the drive shaft, I've had to disconnect the gear linkage, just to access the, and remove the whole battery, and the wiring setup, all on this side, which was all done just so I can access that right there. So we've already done the hard job of removing it. Now putting it back might sound very easy, except for one problem. This is not a turnbuckle. Why? Why does this have to be so difficult? To explain, a turnbuckle essentially joins two rods. So a rod comes in here and a rod comes in on this side here. As you turn the turnbuckle, one of these threads is a left-hand thread, which means when you turn it one way, it is simultaneously creeping up both threads, therefore making the total length of the rod shorter. However, when you turn the other way, you back it off, thus making the rod longer. This in my hand is not a turnbuckle because both of the threads are normal. There is no left-hand thread here, and I can prove it. So here we have a normal thread, and I will turn it the normal thread way onto the thread. So there it is. It's now on. And I take it off. Let's see if the camera can focus on it a bit better. And I take it off this way. Pretty straightforward. Now if I flip it around and do the exact same thing, oh my god, it's just a regular thread. So instead of turning this turnbuckle, if I turn it this way, obviously the thread's going to walk its way up, and if I turn it that way, obviously the thread's going to walk its way down. Now the same thing happens on this side. You can just see the other thread there. So I need to join these two. Focus. Silly camera. Focus. This is so annoying. I hate this job already. So the simple idea would be to connect both the threads up and do them up. And that would pull these two together. That makes sense. It should make sense to everyone. That's how a turnbuckle works. Thereby being able to adjust your handbrake linkage right here. Yeah, it's in a pretty inconvenient position. You have to disconnect the whole drive shaft assembly, but whatever, it's 4 bolts and it is doable in a day. It's not ideal, but it is doable. Especially if you're like me and you can actually, sort of work down here. Except what now we've got is a situation where I need to join this to that and this to that in such a way that I have the right amount of tension on the cable at the front, over here, on the handbrake. So the only way I can do that is by joining these two and then disconnecting the front pin, which is why the pin is out. People are probably also asking, why haven't I just removed the cover? Well, this cover is a lot harder to remove than that cover because I've had to do it on both sides. And that's because we've got the linkage here. And I am not going through that because this linkage here is very important. This is our gear linkage. I do not want to adjust anything on this until I know for certain that it doesn't work. It did work. It should continue to work. If I change it, what happens is we change our gear linkage back here. So I do not want to change that at all. It works. Let's leave it. So yeah, that's why this cover is still on. But it also means I now need to get under there, which is why I've had to like pull everything out again, just to get to the pin here. Now the reason I need to get to the pin there is so I can pull the cable out a little bit and adjust it and then put it back in. It's so stupid. So, man, absolutely moronic. I know a lot of people get upset because I love riffing on British engineering. This one is absolutely warranted. Off the top of my head, I cannot come to think of an idea why one of these isn't left-hand thread. It just makes no sense. So, yep. More problems. And I get to do this not once, but twice. On this side too. So there we go. That's why I'm in such a fantastic mood. This is the nonsense that really slows down restoration work, just because of like silly little things like this, which shouldn't, I don't know, but there you go. That should be a fun little video for everyone. The only good thing about this is now I know to do all of this before I install the gearbox or engine on my Ferret, which I was going to do anyway. So I guess I'm not really learning anything except how stupid the British engineering is. Like, left-hand threads exist. I don't know why they couldn't just do it like anyone else. For example, the entire linkage system on T34, and I've done a lot of work on those, they all run on turnbuckles, proper turnbuckles. You can adjust every linkage on the T34 in a roughly half square meter in the back of the middle of the tank, because they all run on turnbuckles. You just get a spanner and just reef on it, and you can shorten and lengthen any linkage on the tank. That's your brakes, accelerator, turning, clutch, whatever. This didn't need to happen. But here we are. So, that's a fun little rambling one. If anyone has any reasons as to why it was done this way, I'm just looking at the markings on this. It's got little numbers. I don't know if you can just see it, not really. Anyway, if anyone knows why these are the way that they are, let me know. I would be curious as to what everyone else's opinion is on this. So, have a lovely day, better than mine I hope, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye! Psych! You thought the video was over. It's not. It's a focus. Why? I think my camera's not focusing properly on it. Maybe better. Anyway, yeah, you thought this video was over. No, it just got worse. Not really. I'm just gonna try and explain it a little bit more now that I've gotten more angry. Okay, we are at the front. Under here is the this light and my phone do not work together at all. It's like they're just on the perfectly. God, that's irritating. Anyway, you can see that split pin right on the pin there. Okay, so that's our linkage. So as I pull on the handbrake, I'm just gonna lay this down here. So I pull on the handbrake, you can see it comes back, engaging the handbrake lever. So yeah, handbrake cable, I should say, which runs all the way. Oh my god, my camera does not like this torch. It goes all the way under here and all the way out to the back. Now, I've just been trying to adjust this cable and I've pulled it through some more. So you see that limp cable there? That's the handbrake cable. So I haven't adjusted it anywhere near as much as I need to. Ordinarily, you would just turn the turnbuckle until that's nice and tight. And then, you know, just back it off one, so you're not applying any residual pressure. Guess how I do this now? I need to go all the way back to the front, disconnect that that rod, and turn the whole rod to tighten up that slack there. So yeah, there we go. Fun little additional bit. I really thought this was imperative to show you because I'm getting angry. Like, and not like the fun kind of angry, the actual like angry kind of angry. Whoever designed this aspect actually needs to get slapped. It's stupid.